another Millennial Monday. It's April, and you know what that means. It's officially spring. Yeah! Whenever someone asks me about what the theme is for Millennial Mondays this week, my answer is usually me. The theme is me. But this week on Millennial Monday, I give you books with movie vibes. That's right. Every book comes with a paired movie that kind of feels like that book. And in, of course, millennial fashion, I made sure that all of the movie selections gave me 90s nostalgia vibes. So sit back and get ready for all the feels, all the nostalgia, and all the books you could possibly want. Are you in a Sarah J. Maas book slump? Did this book cause you undue stress and emotional turmoil? If you have suffered the Maas effect, you could qualify for the Fey Institute of Healing's High Lord Recovery Program. It's been 1 week since I've read the ACOTAR series. Thank you. I've picked up some new hobbies. I'm painting now, Are you painting the spring court by chance? No, of course not. No, I'm not doing that. No. The Fey Institute of Healing is here for you to find new meaning in your life and new books to read. Hey, no throwing of glass books. What are you doing? If you are a fan of Maas's work, the movie Gladiator, Game of Thrones, or just high fantasy books in general, then do I have a series for you? The Kill the Queen series is your next high fantasy / romance / Game of Thrones / Gladiator book that you need in your life. And yes, I said the movie Gladiator. Yes, that one with Russell Crowe. Okay, so this isn't a 90s movie, but it gives me early 2000 vibes for some reason. And I absolutely loved this when I was a kid. Loved it. Does it have problematic issues? Yes, of course. I was a classics major in undergrad, and I maybe studied, Roman history for 4 years. And, when this movie came out, it had 5 Academy Awards, and it won, including Best Picture and Best Actor. And Ridley Scott directed it, so even though historically, this is still great, fantastic, great movie. Yeah. But if you are looking for a book series that gives you Gladiator, high fantasy vibes, I would look no further than Kill the Queen by Jennifer Estep. And this book is just, this whole series is just really, really good. In the high fantasy world of Bologna, Lady Everly lives at court. She has mutt magic. Her nose can sniff out when people are lying or their emotions. And she can also tell when there's poisons in drinks or food. However, that's not very impressive magic when your cousin can throw fireballs. But after a red wedding style massacre of her entire royal family, Evie, who's like 18th in line for the throne, suddenly becomes a political enemy of the new queen and a possible contender for the throne. Now she's on the run from an evil queen who wants her dead, and she ends up in a gladiator arena. That's right. Cue the gladiator training montage. Is hiding out in the gladiator arena. She is training. She also doesn't let anyone know her real identity because she's afraid they'll turn her over to the evil queen. And she starts building up her stamina by training and starts to come up with a plan to kill the queen. If you like high fantasy with magic, romance, twists, turns, and awesome fight scenes, this series will be for you. All 3 books are out. The first book is Kill the Queen, the second book is Protect the Prince, and the last book is Crush the King. And this is a great high fantasy series for anyone who is in a reading slump that wants something fast and snappy with lots of action. And this whole series for me is really a 5 out of 5 star series. Every single book is so good. And since all 3 books are out, there are absolutely no cliffhangers. So if that sounds like something you would like, check out Kill the Queen by Jennifer Estep.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Why are you covered in feathers?
Oh, pigeon swarm. Oh, it's nobody's fault but my own. I was looking up. It was the nearest thing to heaven. You were there.
Whoa. You don't even look like your profile pic. I don't think this is going to work out. See you later.
What is the best Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks movie? Is it Joe versus the Volcano? Is it the classic rom-com gem of You've Got Mail? No, that's a trick question. It's Sleepless in Seattle. It's also Meg Ryan's best movie ever. Sorry, Kate and Leopold fans. But why is this movie so amazing? Is it the Affair to Remember mentions? Nora Ephron, the 90s nostalgia of talk radio, Tom Hanks with dad vibes. We may never know. But if you are a rom-com fan, a Sleepless in Seattle fan, or a public radio fan, do I have a book for you. The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon is your next contemporary romance for those of us that love talk radio, Meg Ryan movies, and also enemies to lovers. Shay Goldstein has worked for the Seattle Public Radio station for the last decade. She is a millennial in her early 30s, and she seems to have her life together. She owns her own home, and she's dedicated to her work. In fact, she's a little maybe too dedicated to her job. I don't know anyone like that. No, of course not. I don't know anyone like that. No. No. Shay loves her job maybe a little too much, but the radio station is starting to struggle and they need a new concept. And so Shay pitches a outrageous idea, a new radio show where 2 exes go live on air and give relationship advice to other people. And before she knows it, Dominique, the younger, the newer, shinier employee, is roped into doing this show with her. Problems. 1, they hate each other. 2, she's a millennial and he's a Gen Z. Oh, and there's also the issue that they've never dated. But to save the radio station, they will have to become fake exes. But as they get to know each other, it becomes harder to fake hating each other. 5 stars, 5 stars. Shall I sing you the song of my people? Yodelay-hee-hoo. Yes. I have very little else to say about this book, honestly. It is rom-com gold. It is fake exes to lovers, and it's absolutely a wonderful new contemporary romance set in public radio, which for some reason just spoke to me. And I just really recommend The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon for your next contemporary read. What's better than a revenge story? And the 90s did this so well in horror movies and teen movies. And I Know What You Did Last Summer is still a great cult classic that I love watching to this day. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. These people ruled the 90s and they were all in this movie. This movie is also based on the young adult thriller by Lois Duncan. And I used to love Lois Duncan back in the day. I would read all of her books. And if you like spine-tingling thrillers, revenge stories, and murder, may I suggest to you Shiver by Ali Reynolds. Okay, first I have to read you the tagline on the front of this book. It says, "It started with a reunion, it ended with murder." I'm sorry, that's absolutely great. And this book is a fantastic thriller murder story if that is something that you are interested in. Milla hasn't snowboarded professionally in about 10 years, but back then she had Olympic dreams. A decade later, she gets an invitation to an exclusive ski resort with four of her old friends. And it's supposed to be a weekend to catch up with old friends and maybe heal some old wounds from back then. But when Milla and her friends get to the top of the mountain where the ski lodge is located, they find that the whole place is deserted. There is no staff anywhere, and the cable cars that brought them to the top of the mountain stop working, and they find themselves trapped on top of a mountain in the middle of a snowstorm. Dun dun dun! And even more sinister, when they go into the lodge, there is an icebreaker game on the table with 5 slips of paper. And it's a truth-telling game, and each slip of paper is supposed to hold a secret from one of them that no one else knows. And one of those pieces of paper says, "I killed Saskia." What follows is a tense whodunit. I love a good murder mystery with the possibility of avalanches and a killer on the loose. The plot goes back and forth between the present day and 10 years previous, keeping a tight-knit plot with tension and allowing you to kind of find out what happened 10 years ago and who could possibly be a murderer now. Did I understand all the snowboarding terminology? No. In fact, I skimmed all of that. As far as I'm concerned, it's sports ball, and I have no idea what the difference between a 360 flippy do thing is and something else. I have absolutely no idea. However, I love a good, weird, twisty mystery, especially one that is going back and forth between a decade and telling this story in a way where you just don't know what's going to happen and you don't know how it's going to resolve itself. And if that sounds like a good time to you, I would recommend checking out Shiver by Ali Reynolds. And that's going to be it for another Millennial Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like us on Facebook and check out our website at www.scottpublib.org for all of our upcoming programs and events, and to check out our catalog, or to even apply for your own library card. Now let's dance party out of here.